So our focus at Interfaith Community Services is to passionately help people in need, in crisis, achieve stable, healthy, and independent lives. Our programs include services for seniors who may be facing isolation at home or may have a disability. We want them to stay safe and independent in their home. And we also assist individuals and families through food hardship, job loss, financial crisis, in any situation that somebody may be experiencing that puts them at the edge. My personal position is I'm the Faith and Community Outreach Manager at ICS. So our organization was founded and still very much thrives off of the support of many faith communities in our community, over 100 in fact. And so those faith communities are supporting our services, are feeding our services. They are absolutely crucial for our services to exist. And so I do relationship building. I go out and I table and I speak about ICS. And so that's primarily what I'm doing every single day is going out and talking about what we're doing.
That's great. And how is COVID-19 affecting your work, the work of your organization, and the people that you serve?
So we're seeing a lot of, the displaced workers that the news is talking about. We're seeing a lot of those people, especially from the restaurant industry, from the service industry, who, maybe we're working part-time, maybe a full-time job, but a lot of those industries are shutting down and working on very skeleton staffs right now. So we're seeing a lot of people who still need work to support their families, still need assistance. We're able to offer people opportunities to find work and still get the support that we normally would give in helping people find work. But there's been an overload of people who are coming to us for that service right now. We're also getting kind of a surge in calls for people who can't leave their houses or want to protect themselves. And so they're not going grocery shopping. A service that we offer for seniors is one where a volunteer may go get a grocery list from somebody or take them in person to go to the grocery store. And so we've adjusted our services to be able to accommodate for people not necessarily going in person, but building a grocery list, sending money with somebody and getting those services. So the need there that's sort of that we've been addressing is the increase in seniors who are calling saying, I need to get my food, I need to get out and do something, and the person that would normally take me can't do it. So we've been adjusting those services as well. In our food bank, there's also been an increase in the number of new people getting registered. So the food bank is tied into many different locations and pantries across town. But I've seen an increase in how many new people are coming to ask for food for the first time. There's also people who I feel are coming to sort of inquire more frequently about, is there still food? Can I get food now? It hasn't been a month yet. So that there's been more increases in what we call our emergency food boxes as well. And then just in general with some people not really knowing what's happening or what the instructions are and what they should be doing. So we have, our social, I think what her title is. We have our social worker, our health advocacy person who's, fielding some calls and trying to figure out what that looks like for seniors and people that may not have access to the internet or, television, even some of them are wondering what's going on.
What would you say to somebody who's maybe feeling like they could use your services, but they haven't needed to before? What advice would you have for someone in that kind of need right now?
So the best way for anyone to get our services in general is by visiting our website, www.icstucson.org. The way somebody would typically get an appointment or services would be calling our phone number, 297-6049. We have an online intake form as well, which is something that we didn't have before, and that's helping us get new clients in the door and getting the financial help that they may need right now. If it's something like food, that's just a drive-by service, so anyone can go visit either of our food banks right now on the east side or on the northwest side. But entryway into all those services is going to be through our website or our phone number.
I know that one of the programs that we at the Women's Foundation are proud to support is Single Mom Scholars. Can you talk a little bit about what that program is?
Absolutely. So Single Mom Scholars is a program that supports mothers with children who are currently studying in a degree program and who just need a general support network to wrap around them, not only help with tuition, some financial assistance, whether it be rent, utilities, some of those things that may get put to the back burner when you're studying, but wrapping around these services that include so many different things just to help moms get through their studies, triple, quadruple their incomes, continue to be good role models for their kids as far as, completing their education and following and meeting a goal. So it's this program that really provides the support network for moms as they go through one of the most difficult times of their lives, with kids in tow.
And how is the current pandemic affecting them and this program?
Typically, our single moms are getting laptops and laptop support from one of our partner agencies. And we've seen some of our scholars asking for either laptop support or getting a laptop to be able to work from home and do classes from home. So, and actually one of our partner agencies baked or made like a huge meal for all of them for Easter, and gave their kids these gift bags and that sort of thing. So I think they're getting extra love right now, but it has been a struggle with a lot of them staying at home with kids. So, but yeah, in general, I think just needing a little bit of tech support, a little bit of support in general, and emotional support as they're sort of navigating this for the first time, as we all are.
Do you have any kind of stories from the ground, from the work, from any of these moms?
Yeah, absolutely. So there was one of our single mom scholars who has 3 kids she just graduated from college, and her degree is in health administration, and she was in the process of actively interviewing for this position that she was about to get, and then this hit. So it was really bad timing for her. But our single mom scholars are not the type to give up. And so she turned right around, she pivoted completely, and took on a part-time position at our food bank. Our food bank coordinator is, an elderly man. Our organization's really trying to take care of him as the demands on his time have, moved up. And so he's been working more from home, and we all stepped up to sort of cover for him. And so she was actually hired part-time and is working 30 hours a week in both of our food banks. And so, she not only, and she's somebody who in this time is in high demand, would be somebody in high demand. So, at any moment she could be whisked away by another organization that needs another, health administrator. But we're really fortunate to have her on board right now, and she's an incredibly hard worker. We're so happy to have her.
So if somebody wants to help, somebody is watching and they want to support your work, how can they do that?
Yeah, so ways to help are also going to be on our website, so check that out. But we, in general, we have a huge need for food, for replenishing food in our food bank, non-perishable food. So, anything that in extra that I know that, grocery stores have been sort of lacking some things lately, but anything that someone can bring, from the store that may be helpful and to donate to the food banks would be appreciated. We have some of our faith communities and just group partners are doing these like mobile food collections where people can drive by and drop off food, which has been really helpful and wonderful. We also have our volunteer program that we've set up some positions to be able to do things temporarily. So, there's normally a pretty large process to get through and be a volunteer, but that has been shortened a little bit and made easier so that people, and streamlined really, so that people can get through to help both in the food bank, which is in an outdoor setting, there's appropriate social distancing, and also doing some of the shopping which is making a list of things and picking them up for somebody. So volunteering is, appreciated and helpful at this time. Of course, financial donations to ICS are always appreciated, and if they're directed specifically at a certain program, that's helpful. And I would just say too that then our needs are constantly changing. And so, you know, again, the website is the best place to find those updates.
What, if I may ask, are you doing personally to take care of yourself during this time?
Yeah, well, it's easy for me to cope right now because I'm still working and we are in an essential field. And, you know, while I'm behind my computer most of the day, I still feel useful in what I'm doing. So I know that's really helpful to have a mission and to have something to get behind. I'm doing a lot of at-home yoga these days because my studio has put out some free classes every single day, which is amazing. And just, you know, knowing that I'm going home to spend time with my kiddos and my family is really wonderful to be able to know that that's just a thing now.
Do you have any tips for your fellow mothers?
Well, I would suggest something I found to be helpful for me is setting a schedule for my kids during the day as if it were a work day for me and a school day for them, to get into this normal of routine at home. That was super. I have 2 young kids, so it was, you know, it's all fluid, but you know, knowing that like right after breakfast we're doing exercise or we're, you know, it's music hour, you know, setting up a schedule I think was really helpful, especially for my older boy who, you know, needed like a little bit of structure and loves that, loves to check things off and loves to go through the list. So I found that was really helpful.
So Lauryn, who are your super sheroes?
So I would say my sheroes right now are the women that are coming through to get services and who are really being vulnerable with what they need. We had a mom pull up to get food at the food bank, and she parked her car and she just broke down. You know, she had never had to go to a food bank before. She had one of her kids in the back seat. And she, you know, who's like out of control, young kid. And it's just, as a mom of young kids, it's, you know, I totally am there. And I admire those women for asking for help, for being vulnerable, for telling their story. And so I would encourage women out there who need to do that, to know that we're all in a place where we understand one another more than ever, you know, and just to make sure to connect with somebody, even if it's not somebody you know, it can be refreshing to do with somebody that you don't.
Any last thoughts? Anything that you want to say that we haven't been over?
No, I don't think so. No, I appreciate you taking the time to hear about what we're doing and highlighting it. It's really important. You know, we've all adjusted to a new normal for now, and you know, some have done it more gracefully than others. So I think ICS is really this is really our specialty. Like, we're in a time of crisis, and all of us are in a time of crisis. So you know, this is our time to shine. And if anybody, you know, wants to know more or wants to learn how they can support us, just visit our website and we'd be happy to share that with you.